I'm 30 years old and I live with my family. I have a beautiful dad and stepmom and brother that I live with, and then 2 step siblings that are married and live out of the house. And I love books and baking and spending time going to beautiful cafes and honestly just being with my friends. Actually, a few years prior to getting diagnosed, I did have bleeding that I ignored at the time because it was COVID. We were in lockdown. It was kind of hard to go to the doctor. And, I did the typical thing where you Google your symptoms, and of course, bowel cancer came up as a possibility. But, I was like, it's not going to be cancer. It's like, the thing where every time you Google a problem, it leads to cancer, right? And that kind of resolved on its own. But what led to the actual diagnosis was I've always had low iron. I was at work and I remember we were standing having a little meeting in the children's area, and I had to sit down and I thought, oh, I've probably become anemic. But I remember at the time consciously thinking, oh, I know I just have to take iron tablets. You don't need a prescription for that. I could go do that, or I could be responsible, get a blood test, just make sure things are okay. So I did that, and my liver enzymes were kind of like triple what they should have been. That then led to a CT scan. Then the CT scan revealed the primary tumor in my sigmoid colon, and as well as the metastatic disease. My liver was crowded with tumors, and there was one little baby one in my right lung, but yeah, my liver, there was a couple and they could measure, and they were over 8 centimeters each. So I think I was in the chemo chair about 3 weeks after diagnosis, and it was a whirlwind to get to that. It was, appointments, like obviously seeing my GP for her to have to tell me that kind of news. And my mum, I lost her to breast cancer when I was 10, and and it had spread to her liver, and that's kind of what led to the end. I was there when she died, and it was my hand she was holding, and I remember feeling the pressure let go. And so I remember sitting in the doctor's office, hearing that news and hearing her tell me that it was in my liver as well, and I just thought it was over. Thankfully, we started me on chemotherapy, and I had a really good response, and we were able to get control of the disease. Which is good, but it was a very traumatic time. Because obviously cancer affects more than just the patient. It affects those around you in such different ways because they're watching you go through something horrible and there's literally nothing that they can do about it. For my dad and my brother, that's probably where my heart broke the most, especially with my dad because, he had to walk this with my mum, and now he has to walk it with his daughter. And we didn't have a good outcome with my mum, so that's, I think, what kills me the most. Traditional chemotherapy is great in many ways, and it's gotten me to a good place, but I think it's where this research and where treatments are evolving. I think that's where the future of things is going to be. And I know I've benefited from targeted therapies that have given me incredible response in the tumors in my body that led to more options being opened up. And I think that's honestly, as a cancer patient, all you want is options, really. It's when the options run out, that's when, it's the most challenging. Within cancer, people can talk about your last good day, and you don't know when that last good day is coming until, it's kind of happened. And I think that's what scares me the most is going downhill and then having to watch the people that I love see me deteriorate. I think that's kind of what scares me the most. Research saves lives, and our lives are worth saving.